Hello, everybody. It's been a while, and hello from a stressed out participant of Inktober. Inktober is, for the guys that don't know what it is, it's where you have to draw something every day of October. And I hope that at least some of you know what it is or have participated in the past or are participating this year. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I execute my pieces and how I come up with concepts and what I think about it in general. So let's just start off by talking about the piece a little bit that I'm doing in this video. It's day 10 of Inktober and it's supposed to be the prompt flowing. So there is a monster in the background with hair that is falling and kind of flowing over these stairs that you can see kind of in the foreground and in the middle. And there is wood that has like kind of this flowing texture, but not really, it's just wood. And the stairs are kind of like Art Nouveau things, so it has these flowing textures in the stairs basically, and I really liked it, so I wanted to put it in the piece. I've done this concept beforehand, like a few days before Inktober actually started. I actually sat down and did a little bit of sketching for some of the prompts, and I really liked this concept, so I already had it like planned out and everything. Still, I made a few mistakes, don't come at me, I know. You can see that I'm, for example, missing one of the steps in the stairs on the right. You can see that kind of in the end. In general, this piece is really dear to my heart. I really like it and I really love the concept of it. I also really like the composition, the color composition especially, because I decided on kind of a spooky, indigo, dark, grayish, brown bluish kind of thing. And I really like working with monsters. I don't know what it is, like creepy stuff. And if you've been following my Instagram, you can see that on my feed. There's a cat right there. If you haven't seen it, go see. Okay, so you can obviously see that I have kind of this creepy theme going on in my life. I really like monsters, especially those with like big mouths and they're like drooling and have creepy teeth and everything. And I think a lot of that I incorporated in a lot of my pieces this year so far. I mean, it's only day 11 right now, but still. And I know that it's supposed to be just about improvement and about just being the artist that you are and improving what you can and working on your consistency and your just the things that you are working on. So one thing that you can see me doing obviously is using watercolors right now, and that's because I really think that you can use any medium that you want to. I know that's kind of the controversy right now, but I think that you should be able to use whatever you should, like whatever you want to use. Obviously it's pretty different working with digital and traditional mediums, but I still think that you should be allowed, or I don't think the point of this is being allowed to do anything. I think it's just about improvement and drawing every day for a month, which is pretty exhausting, everyone, pretty exhausting, and we all know that. For everyone that hasn't been participating yet, it's a really great thing to do because you really find yourself in a place of like concentration, and you every day have to come up with a different concept, and you have to kind of think of things that you want to draw or want to improve on. I really think you should do it. So if you are having a little bit of time on your hands, and if you're okay with working on stuff, you should definitely do it. Last year I tried to do it and I really kind of failed. It didn't work out. I didn't have the time for it. But now that I actually got time, because this is like a lot of Inktober actually falls into my fall break, so I have a lot of time on my hand. So I can really work on the stuff. And as you might have seen, a lot of my pieces are quite large. I am not going to be able to do that, unfortunately, as soon as school starts, because it takes a lot of time. Like this one took me about 3 or 4 hours, because of the like letting it dry and glazing and stuff. So I'm not going to be doing any more of the really large pieces anymore. But I'm going to do detail pieces. I will try to do stuff with backgrounds, or at least stuff that is like working and that is pretty in the end. So Inktober, I think, is one of the topics that has been talked about a lot recently. So go watch a lot of videos right now. They're all up. That's why I also really like Inktober, is because a lot of my favorite artists actually participate or upload a lot of videos and I can see them and just be happy. Like, for example, I know that Audra Claire, she's one of my absolutely favorite artists, has been uploading on her Instagram a lot recently, and posting a lot of her work, and I really love that because I just love her art and a lot of different artists. I've even found new favorite artists because of Inktober, because they upload new videos every day, so they're popping up some more so I can see them. Like, I think it's like Life illustration or leafy like something illustration. She's amazing. I love her work and I just found her due to Inktober. And apart from that, it's also just great to see everyone else doing it at the same time, so you can kind of sympathize with everyone, say like, yeah, I'm exhausted too, guys, like really dying right now. And it's been really terrifying sometimes. Sometimes you forget something. Like, you're just like, oh, it's 3 p.m. and I'm supposed to do something, and you're just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna work now. And apart from them, obviously I have to do some other stuff too, so it's really hard to keep up, but still it's a really great thing to see, like, to accomplish something every day. That's really, really nice. And I guess a lot of times people underestimate their own abilities to improve in such a quote-unquote small amount of time, because it's actually quite a long time to improve if you draw every day. And that's why I love Inktober. You can just really see the improvement and really see what you can accomplish. And you should really be proud of yourself. Even if you're just doing 2 days, if you're just doing one, you guys, you should just be proud of yourself, that you're trying and that you're participating. And even if you're not participating, just be proud of yourself for accomplishing stuff, for improving on your art. It's really just part of a big plan, you guys. And you can see me now drawing this really nice wood texture later on. And I really, really like this texture. I think it looks nice, but it was also just a pain in the butt. It was a lot of work, and that's what kind of throws me up sometimes of doing a lot of backgrounds or something, because you have to put some detail into it. Like, you can't just, I mean, of course you can just do a plain background. I've done that in the past, but it really looks really nice if you just do something really finished and polished and stuff. And So sorry. I'd really like to actually work on more interior design stuff, architecture. I really have to work on like my variety when it comes to background and design stuff. Um, for everybody that doesn't know, I really like illustration, and I would really like to study it after school. So that is what I am all about right now. So I even try to do a little bit of storytelling, which you might be able to see in some of my Inktober pieces. I have thought about doing the later days, like the ones when I'm in school, doing those as like a little comic, and every day just doing one part of the comic, because then I would be able to not put 3 hours of work in it, but still improve on something that is dear to my heart. So that might be a good idea. And I think I maybe should talk about some of my like struggles with concepts, for example. Of course, there is the official prompt list for Inktober, as every year, and I've been following that. And last year I followed, I think it was Oddly Cute's Inktober list. It was really nice, but unfortunately, as I already said, I really really failed last year. I really don't like the pieces from last year. Like I think there was 2 or 3 that I really liked, but the rest of it I don't even. Please don't. And I just think that you should really look out for some good Inktober list. If you're not following the official list, look for something that really interests you, where you can see yourself doing it every day, because it's really hard keeping it up every day, coming up with concepts that you really like. And it is really hard, you guys. That's why I said in the beginning that I started out sketching some stuff a few days before Inktober started, because I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to come up with good ideas while I'm working on it, and I didn't want to spend like another hour trying to pick up some concept I haven't come up with. And I've done that too, because I didn't like sketch out every idea, but for example, star that you can see on my my Instagram page, there is star, and it was a completely new idea. I had to sketch it that day because I didn't come up with it. I literally tried everything. I was like Googling it and like trying to just suck something out of my brain, but there was nothing left. So the day the prompt started, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do galaxy. I know that's basic, but I'm gonna do galaxy. So I started with just, okay, I'm gonna do the background galaxy and maybe I'm gonna do like a kind of a fish or something in the foreground. And then I started sketching it, and actually the piece that it turned into is actually one of my favorite pieces that far. And that's because it just came out of my brain. Like as soon as I started sketching it, it just flowed. And that's what has just been happening the past days. It's just a natural disaster. And now let me talk a little bit about the meanings of some of the pieces. So this one, for example, I've been trying to interpret the prompts the way I want to, and not that much on the nose. So for example, for roasted, I know a lot of people probably get confused by my picture for roasted, because it's not a turkey, it's not anything that looks burned. It's just it's a human in basically 2 parts. It's a face in 2 parts, and one of the parts is basically like rotting and breaking apart, and it's disgusting, really. There's stuff crawling in it, but I think that's just because I sometimes go a bit further away than you probably should. But in Roasted, I thought about the roast yourself challenge. Like, that was the first thing that I came up with, and I was like, okay, how could you put that in a picture without just writing like the roast yourself challenge? Then I thought, okay, maybe I'm gonna do a concept where somebody is like broken because they're like totally down and they can't show it to the outside world because they're like popular and out on the interwebs, so they have to be like strong and super positive, but still they inside don't feel like really good. So that's how I came up with that, and that's one of the examples like how I actually come up with the ideas. For this one, as I said, it was kind of an organic process. So I thought, okay, flowing, what type of things would be flowing and what type of things that I like to draw are flowing. And I was in art class when I did the concept, and we just did Art Nouveau as a topic. So I looked at the piece and I was like, okay, this is definitely flowing. So I sketched out some architecture that was fitting. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna do some creepy stuff because that's kind of my thing. And hair is definitely something that is flowing. So I kind of scribbled around, and this is what I came up with. That's really simple, I know, but you can really make it your own. Like, really just, of course, you can always just say, oh, I don't have an art style. It's not gonna be that unique, but even just coming up with a concept from one word is really hard, and you can really make something out of it. So I hope you guys are participating this year and just be the artist that you want to be and improve and everything. And I hope you guys are happy so far, maybe exhausted but happy. And I guess I wish you a happy October, a happy Inktober, and hopefully everything is going as planned and you guys are improving. So see you next time, and happy spooky month.